to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in.
It's playoff time! Woo!
I was hoping.
Yeah.
I was driving in this morning. I'm like, he better give us its playoff time. It is playoff time, baby.
Man. It's time. Let's get down to business.
Yeah, welcome to the playoffs, one and all.
Yes.
Now your entire season hinges on 1 week. Or maybe not. Maybe
1 week at a time.
Maybe you have a bye.
Oh, bye, bros.
Yeah.
Listener league.
Bye weeks.
Foot Clan. We did it. Mike and I and Andy. We are all three in the playoffs. So we're half of the playoffs in our listener league, 14-team league. If we win, that opens up another spot for you guys next year. And Mike and I, we're sitting on opposite sides of the bracket on bye.
Yeah, I think if I win, I face Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So in other words, Lad McConkey didn't do anything last night because we knew that was part of getting into the fantasy playoffs for me.
That game.
But don't worry, Gadsden did nothing either. And also Quentin Johnson did nothing.
I have never seen a game between 8-4 team against 8-4 team with this is the week to get into the playoffs with so many fantasy players active in this matchup.
I mean, we got 41 points.
That went into overtime that was more boring and worse than that. That game was a snooze fest.
If I was facing Jalen Hurts last night and I got to experience the 2 turnovers in one play
oh, man.
for -4,
so
that's the thing dreams are made of.
Only time in the history of the National Football League it's happened.
My boy.
Threw a pick, recovered a fumble, fumbled.
My boy was winning in his league with his buddies.
Winning in.
Jalen Hurts.
On his roster or his opponent?
On his roster.
Oh, no.
And
losing out.
The final pick of the final interception of the game turned it into a tie. He had just gone up on that final overtime drive and then lost another 2 points.
Which means he's going into that game where he's like, I just need like 2 points from Jalen Hurts.
No, I'm saying over the course of the game, like a couple guys versus a couple guys, but the final interception, and I saw tons of tweets.
It was
just heartbreartbreaking.
It was the most appropriate ending to the game possible. I mean, when the penalty gave them an opportunity.
Oh, the offsides.
Yeah, when the offsides, it was like if
the defender's like, no, I didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
we have cameras, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
no, I didn't do that.
That's when it popped into my head like an interception is the way this should end.
Yeah,
and it did, and it was 5 turnovers by Jalen Hurts in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay,
this man is broken. I think Hurts is way better than this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where like everything is true all at once.
Yes,
everybody that backed up Jalen Hurts forever is validated. Everybody that thinks he has holes in his game validated. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion. They have now lost. I mean, again, they have lost 3 straight games that A.J. Brown has had 100 yards. I mean, this is.
And Barkley actually had a good game, too.
Yeah, he had the breakaway run, and he had a great game. And, what's the recipe for success? I do not lay any of this game at the feet. I don't think it's fair to lay it at the feet of the offensive coordinator in this game because, look, I think overall in the whole season he's not done a good job. But the fact that the design runs for Jalen Hurts are down to about half, that's insane. That's not what got you here. But Lane Johnson, look at their record without Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
They're just not the same football team without him. And it requires your quarterback to do more. And against a disciplined defense, doing more is hard. And it was still a game that they easily could have won. It went to overtime. A missed field goal at the end. They win the game.
The defense is so good. 139 passing yards. That's all that.
They're still
Justin
a threat
Herbert
to win the
had.
Super Bowl.
Oh, so here's a cool stat from
Eagles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because the defense is just so good.
From OptaStats, Justin Herbert, the only NFL quarterback in the Super Bowl era to complete under 50% of passes, throw for under 150 yards, get sacked 7 times, have multiple turnovers, and win the game.
No, a tie might have been the most appropriate ending, actually. But welcome in. If you're playoff bound, congratulations. If you want to call your shot and you're already going to win the thing, just pick up a trophy, fantasychamps.com. trophies, rings. If you're the commissioner and you need something for your league, that's where we send you. Use the code BALLERS. We talked through Monday night. Saquon was the big positive story. A.J. Brown hit 100 yards. Saquon's 20 for 122 and 1. Hampton looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He did. I
Yeah.
thought he looked good.
That was like the best game you could have hoped for, because I don't think that there was a
touchdown
world
and
where they were
56 yards.
going
Yeah.
to give him 100% of the opportunities first game back. He looked good. He got the work. He escaped healthy. That's wonderful.
And if you played Vidal, you didn't die either because you
No.
got a 60-yard
You had
reception.
100 yards.
So, a lot of people were like, which one of these two do you play? I was like, we were kind of go down with Hampton.
Yep.
I think you ended up more points for Hampton than Vidal, but it had to be close. McConkey 1 for 12.
I mean, all Chargers not on the running back squad.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. If it was McConkey, Keenan, Johnston, Gadsden, you didn't have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, McConkey of their big triforce of wide receivers, he led the team in receiving with 18 yards.
Yeah, crazy.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
I did really enjoy the cornerbacks in general get really hyped when they stop a play. You got the strap. And you got
seatbelt
or incomplete. You do whatever you want to do. I might be the biggest fan of Cooper DeJean's just double thumbs down.
Where they do that?
Where he's just like, nah, thumbs down on that, thumbs down.
Was that play good? 2 thumbs down.
No, I mean, it's just hilarious. And
Do not recommend.
No,
Incomplete.
No, I wouldn't do that. All right, guys, I never thought we'd be here.
Oh, man, this is the greatest news I have ever heard out of the blue.
It's just sometimes
Wild.
the world does stuff to make your show better. It makes no sense, but also it's awesome. The Colts are bringing in
P. River.
Phillip Rivers for a workout on Tuesday. He's last played. Do you know when? Do you know the year?
It's got to be, what,
21?
3-4 years ago?
2020.
Oh,
2020.
Man. What
I can't imagine how many kids he's had between then and now. But Phillip Rivers, it's not a joke. He's coming in for a workout. Daniel Jones is on IR for the Colts. Richardson on IR.
That is how bad Brett Rippin' Farts is.
I mean, Riley Leonard, if you didn't know, week to week with a PCL sprain, and only Brett Rippin' Farts is on the roster.
Yeah.
So a combination of a quarterback room with P. River and Brett Rippin' Farts, this is the fantasy footballer's dream.
It's unbelievable. And truly so, obviously.
Wait, is this
44-year-old.
2 nickname winners?
Oh, my gosh, you're right.
P. River won a footy.
Yeah.
Brett
Rippin'
Rippin'
Farts
Farts
won
won
a footy.
Wow.
A farty.
Powerful team here.
Just pee and farts.
P and Farts.
Dun, 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 dun,
How do we
dun.
exist? Here's the
We
thing.
need clown lights.
44 years old.
Oh, man.
Hasn't played in half a decade. Phillip Rivers is not going to be good.
No, there is no way this works.
But for fantasy football, I mean, I'm going.
Oh,
we got some.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, we got clown lights. Those are clown lights.
The
The dump offs. The dump offs to Jonathan Taylor. I don't know who. It'll probably be Pittman, but I think this is great for the other pieces here.
Should it
Could
happen?
he have a stool in shotgun? Would they give him a stool to sit on?
Like a rocking chair that he just pulls to the next
Yeah,
huddle?
I mean, just, like if you're ripping tickets at the movie theater and you're over a certain age, they give you a stool.
We go with we just go with the 7-on-7 rules. Like, you got 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
This is
One
this-
banana,
no
Mississippi,
rushes.
2 banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, Phillip Rivers, the only reason this is happening is because he played for the Colts. There were rumors about him.
Go get Matt Ryan, you cowards.
He's bored.
I was like, yeah.
And he's got nothing. I mean, you'd think you wouldn't be bored with.
Oh, no, he's the opposite of bored.
At this point, I'll bet
he
they're
says,
talking.
Get me out of here.
Yeah. Save me.
I got 3 of them. How many does Rivers have?
I'm looking it up right
11.
now. Phillip Rivers' child count.
Maybe a baker's dozen?
I love that one of the autocomplete questions is, what NFL player has 13 children?
Kyle's saying
10
10.
children. 10 children.
Okay. Double digits.
Yeah, Dad's got to go back to work, everyone.
Yeah, we got bills to pay. Zach Taylor said T. Higgins is back in concussion protocol. The writing was on the wall. Why was it on the wall? Because he was
definitely concussed during the game.
I mean, this was unacceptable.
Maybe multiple times.
I mean, this is truly, like, no jokes. This is, I feel like, negligence. Everybody watching the game saw the hits he took, saw him hit
on
his
a
head.
Frozen ground, not even just a nice, soft, supple, normal grass.
Field, no, just frozen. And
he probably doesn't play again.
I agree. I think he will. If you have T. Higgins in fantasy, you have to be prepared to have a playoff run without him.
Olave last year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people.
That's one of the examples. I mean, if you have
Cedric Tillman last year, just done for the year.
Yeah, multiple concussions, and it's best for T. Higgins, and the team is out of it almost, but not completely. I mean, I know they have a shot.
Yeah, we did the playoff calculator and picked the games, and there is it's like an 8-leg parlay, but everything kind of makes sense. That tough matchups are lost and easy matchups are won.
Steelers have to go 1-3, and the Bengals have to go 3-1, and then the Ravens can't win out, and then basically Cincinnati has all the tiebreakers.
Cincinnati has to beat the Ravens.
Don't they have to win out?
Cincy does. Sorry, I said 3-1. Yeah, they have to win out. But T. Higgins probably not going to be a part of it. It probably hurts your Joe Burrow a little bit overall. Jamar Chase will be fine. Devon Achane, no fracture. It was a rib injury. He said he could have come back in. He basically fell on the football, and so Jason, control yourself.
I know. I wanted you to take your time and get healthy.
Devon Achane is needed for fantasy. If you remember yesterday, you're like, you don't have to make a decision about Justin Jefferson because you're not in the playoffs. You're in the playoffs with Devon Achane.
Yes, for sure. I mean, so when I saw this news, and he's going to play. He is adamant that he's going to play. I'm sure he's going to be there. We'll monitor as it goes along because he will. I just opened up his profile again, and I was like, oh, dang it. He's been the most consistent player in all of fantasy this year.
So he should be back, which is great news. Dan Quinn said Jaden Daniels is sore, but no long-term concerns with the elbow. Zach Ertz, torn ACL. Keaton Mitchell avoided serious injury day-to-day. Shedeur Sanders will remain as the starting quarterback for the remainder of the year. Good. It was the most positive comments Stefanski said. It was like he's continuously just
improving
every single week. So it's good news, and it's exciting and fun, and we'll see. I mean, there are opinions out there that he's better than the quarterbacks coming in. I think that there's a decent chance the Browns do not go quarterback because of their forced financial beliefs in Deshaun Watson combined with Shedeur Sanders. And that combination, they may feel is enough to add more important pieces at other spots on the team. They made the brilliant trade, in my opinion, to get the draft capital and get Mason Graham and trade Travis Hunter, and they have draft capital there. I don't know. Shedeur Sanders will stay the quarterback for now and through the remainder of the year. Todd Bowles said Mike Evans has a chance to play against the Falcons on Thursday night.
Okay.
This is great.
I shared in our company chat this morning in my ever-present desires to slightly defend Emeka Egbuka. This came through from JJ Zacharisa, and he was sharing about Fantasy Life data. Pre-Monday Night Football, there's been 107 wide receivers who have run 100 or more routes since Week 5. Egbuka is 105th in catchable targets out of 107. So it's been both. It's been a both and. Like, Baker's hurt. Baker's been much worse. Egbuka is playing poorly on top of it.
Yeah, he's dropped some of the catchable targets, which is a problem.
And then fewer than half of his looks have been catchable. We also watched through the film yesterday. There were five just missed touchdowns. Some were Egbuka, some were Baker. Everything that was working those first 5 or 6 weeks, my son asked me, do I think Egbuka will be fine? I'm like, I don't think you can do what you did in those first 6-7 weeks without being fine. It's just right now, the combination of the offense struggling, Baker struggling, Egbuka struggling, there's a lot. And I think maybe what we underestimated was, as a rookie, maybe you want Mike Evans on the other side to take some pressure off. Maybe that's the best thing for Egbuka.
It reminds me a lot of what's going on with Rome. Well, I mean, Rome's hurt now, but you had Rome had the hot start as well, where he was scoring a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah, Rome and Egbuka,
it seemed
through 4 weeks, you would have felt invulnerable.
And then he had a couple like real high profile drops. And then you have those combined with the production disappearing, and you go, well, it's all the wide receiver. Well, then when you dig into the data, like Rome, about half of Rome's targets are catchable, But when you that concoction of uncatchable targets plus a few real nasty drops, it turns your opinion on someone when it probably shouldn't.
And both of these guys had an injury that kind of coincided with when their play started going poorly. The hamstring, the foot right now for Rome that you found out he was playing through. I mean, if you are, it's one of those things where it's like, is it the quarterback? Is it the wide receiver? If Egbuka is slowed down or Rome is slowed down and the target is uncatchable, is it possibly because he's not where he usually would be?
Right.
You know, there's
both
so
of
much
those
that goes
players
into it.
I don't have any different view of in dynasty leagues.
I agree.
Than I did weeks ago.
Yeah, they're
And
awesome.
if one or two of those touchdowns works out for either guy, we don't even have the conversation because you don't see such a run. It's just the way it is. Other news, we just got an update. Trey Benson facing deadline Wednesday to be activated from IR before he would be inactive.
Did we talk to Gannon about it?
Yeah, Gannon
Oh,
said,
man.
What did he say?
well, I mean, because
he had very insightful
time is running out.
information.
Gannon was asked. He said, we'll see. Not sure quite yet.
Yeah.
I
Did he
want
do it
to
like
see him
this?
out there.
Did he have his arms crossed? He's like, no.
Yeah, he didn't.
We'll see. You find out Wednesday.
We don't like you. Jake London listed as DMP again. He might miss again, and so
It definitely seems like he is not going to play
yeah,
as of now.
yeah. That was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. It's waiver time.
Welcome to the Waiver Wire.
It's a little lean.
Hopefully you got some guys before now.
It's a little light on the waivers.
Yeah, I mean, I made the joke when we were putting our waiver rankings together yesterday that it just feels wrong to have anybody ranked really high
Yeah.
in a lot of these positions.
Everyone has, someone has to be third or fourth by
by the way rankings work.
math, but no one deserves it.
No, I mean, I would say at running back right now, it is, if you need a start, there's just two names that matter to me. I mean, it's Chris Rodriguez,
Yep.
who was great again on the ground in his limited work. It wasn't amazing for fantasy. I'm not saying it was. It's just he's going to have 10-plus touches against the Giants this week. He has scored in a lot of his recent starts, and Chris Rodriguez is only 60% rostered. He will be playing for me in multiple playoffs.
I think he's a fine play this week.
Yeah, the Giants is a good matchup.
Now-
And he's not going to catch passes. He needs to score.
The next week is Philly. I would have far less confidence in that, but for a 1 week type of a situation, Dallas is 3 weeks from now, so maybe. But I think it will be a lot better for Rodriguez this week. You have, I mean, actually, they're not playing Jayden, are they?
I
know
wouldn't doubt it, but either way.
Well, I think it's better if they
Just play Mariota.
Yeah, just be like, hey, this is what we're going forward with. It's going to be Mariota. This is the game plan. We don't have to switch anything based on the quarterback. Just move forward with Mariota, and Rodriguez would be a perfectly acceptable flex running back 2 type of play.
And then Blake Corum. Blake Corum is the other name that we have been talking about for probably 6 weeks at this point.
Yeah.
Blake Corum only 49% rostered.
But
Yeah. The Lions.
plays the Lions.
He does. He has had double-digit opportunities in 4 of 6 games since the bye, and it's not the Cardinals. He doesn't play the Cardinals again. It should be a shootout, though. Isn't that game 55.5 point
It
over-under?
is. Very, very high over-under, but
They will give him touches. There's just no way that they're not going to
Yeah.
do that.
But if he gets 10, 11 touches against the Lions, I don't know that it's going to be a really good game.
You'd play Rodriguez over him?
I
Yes.
would. I think it's touchdown or bust for Corum.
And then don't forget about Devin Singletary. He had the bye week. We
Yes.
talked about him. He was running well. We have an injury to Tyrone Tracy Jr., which seems to always be part of the story, but he has 2 top 12 finishes in his last 3 starts, speaking of Devin Singletary, with 3 touchdowns in those games. 12 for 68 last time against New England. That's not a easy matchup, and he got it done. 17.2 fantasy points against Green Bay. That's not an easy matchup, and he got it done. Singletary's pretty sneaky,
I'd play him over Blake Corum.
I would as well.
and that's a Washington matchup. You might, depending on the Tracy news, you might want to play him over Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I think he may end
that
up
is a
being
fair
number 1
assessment.
if Tracy is limited in practice this week.
Because, him and Tracy were already splitting. Singletary was getting the high value touches.
Splitting, but getting tons of work.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. They both, every week, were like, 15 carries. I don't know how they had that much work to go around. Jalen Wright is another name. I know that Devon Achane is going to presumably be okay, but he is hurt. He left the game, and Jalen Wright was out there 24 carries, over 100 yards. So should the news turn bad this week, you got to be prepared.
And then another one to mention, it's gross. I don't like mentioning it, but I don't think Trey Benson's coming back. We'll find out soon, Mr. Gannon. And if he's not back,
oh, don't do it.
Bam Knight is
against Houston.
No, I wouldn't play him this week.
Oh, okay.
But Atlanta, Cincinnati, the next 2 weeks is awesome.
Fine. That's fine.
And part of your job as a fantasy manager in the playoffs is to also defend against your opponent.
Yeah, you got to block it like it's hot.
Yeah, block it like it's hot. If there's somebody out there that helps them with a spot start, put them on your roster if you've got the room. You need to go ahead and play for every single possible point in your matchup, in your competition. So Bam Knight will be a starter, and you don't want to see that guy on the other side if somebody needs somebody.
Unless it's this week.
Unless it's this week against Houston. let them do it, I guess. So let's take a break, and we'll talk some wideouts. This is when it gets even harder, guys.
Seriously.
You know, again, you've been building your roster towards the playoffs for weeks. If you've been listening along, we've been trying to help you do that. What happens if you are, Mike, you just talked about having double concussion universe with CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins in one of your leagues going into the playoffs. If you're looking for a spot start and Jerry Rice isn't available, who plays for the Cardinals, what are you doing?
So there's a few names at the top. Ryan Flanoy of the Dallas Cowboys. It makes sense. You know, he had the 13 targets, huge game, 9 for 115 in the score last week with CeeDee Lamb missing time and George Pickens doing whatever George Pickens-y stuff he was doing on the field. But they do number one, the last we heard about CeeDee Lamb was that he was progressing, what was the quote, like nicely?
Nicely through the protocol. Which
so there's a chance
he has extra time. You got to remember this.
Right,
It was Thursday.
So. Yeah, so Flanoy you can only play him if CeeDee Lamb doesn't play.
Correct.
And then on top of that, it's against Minnesota, which Dak and company will get some things done against Minnesota. I'm not worried about that, but how much? Because that defense is still very, very strong.
It would be a terrifying start.
It would. We had 3 games earlier this season without CeeDee Lamb. And so we've seen this. And Flanoy was the wide receiver 12 on one of those weeks. Was awesome. 114 yards, 9 targets. The other 2 games was 3 points and 4 points. So it is not like a guarantee that he's fine.
Right.
Jaden Reed to me is the most interesting name for now and moving forward because this offense, 4 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns. Matthew Golden doesn't get snaps. I mean, Bull Melton has outsnapped Matthew Golden at this juncture. Important ball games. It's Denver. You don't like that. But Jaden Reed will have – this is what I'm looking for myself in the playoffs. Guaranteed touches. Give me guaranteed touches. Like Ryan Flanoy, if you played him and CeeDee Lamb is playing, you could have 0. Luther Burden, does he have guaranteed touches? Probably. Luther Burden probably gets 2 or 3. But I think Jaden Reed has the most guaranteed touches of this group personally. I think, this was his first opportunity back. He still had 6 touches in the game and 6 opportunities. I would not be shocked if he is a integral part. The outside wide receivers facing Denver, Patrick Surtain, move Jaden Reed around, give him the ball in short area space in his second game back. Personally, that's my favorite pickup, even though the matchup's difficult.
He's difficult. I think he's a difficult start because it's Jaden Reed. Week 1 was great, and then he got hurt. So it was what's going to happen. We don't know what would have happened this season for Jaden Reed in terms of fantasy usage. But like 2024, he did the same thing. Week 1 was hot, disappears. Has a good game, disappears. That's my concern for Jaden Reed is, he's guaranteed. I
trust his talent the most.
That's why he's so difficult.
And there's no Tucker Kraft and there's no Matthew Golden right now.
He's an excellent player. Jordan Love is playing at a very high caliber right now. Reed, I think though, while the ceiling is there for Reed, I think the floor is extremely low. And Jaden Reed could go out and give you 2 for 15.
Unfortunately, that's how I view the rest of these dudes in the list.
No, I think there's one other really decent pickup. Rookie wide receiver Jaden Higgins. He has been 5 of the last 7 games. So this is rookie season. 5 of the last 7 games, he's been a top 36 wide receiver. And the only 2 that he wasn't a top 36 wide receiver was against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Really tough matchups. Now he's got Arizona.
Sure.
Like I'm fine with that. He's been getting it done. He's looked at around the end zone. I think he's just a good player.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think Arizona, the matchup is what jumps out to me.
Yes.
How do you compare?
I'm still on the Reed. I'd probably go Reed, Bird, and Higgins in my top 3.
And you said I was going to bring up Yoshivas of just any replacement for the Cincinnati Bengals.
You want to believe in that, but it's a little bit tough right now with other. Gesicki was heavily involved. I'd rather flex Gesicki over Yoshivas.
Okay.
So if you're talking about that situation, with Mitchell, with Tinsley there as well, it just makes me feel a little bit nervous.
Depending on the quarterback situation for the New York Jets, I mean, which really, really matters. Adonai Mitchell still had 6 targets. It didn't work last week, 1 for 24, but 6 targets. Gets Jacksonville on the road. He should see he should see 6 or more targets again. It's just how quality are those targets?
This is why talking about these wide receivers
it's tough.
It's very painful. I think we can move forward. At the tight end position, we've got a reminder that Sam Laporta is eligible to return in Week 15. So if things get desperate and he's sitting on the waiver wire and you think you need to stash a tight end for a surprise late, he's at least eligible. It doesn't mean you should play him, but there are names at the tight end position to me. Harold Fannin should have it all to himself with Shedeur Sanders.
I would say the last thing we heard was Dan Campbell said on December 4th that he's unlikely to play again in 2025.
Okay. So even though he's eligible, he's probably not going to be back.
Yeah, like
if
they go deep in the playoffs, maybe he can make it back. I don't think Laporta plays regular season.
Harold Fannin,
he's the top pickup of the week.
He's my number one of
for
all
sure.
players.
Of all positions. If he's probably not available in your league, but there's 35% of leagues he's still sitting out there. You got to check. If he's out there, pick him up. I would even flex him.
I also think that we don't want to be so recency biased that we forget the big name of last week, which I still believe in the opportunity for Darren Waller. I think you need a game script where they can't be so successful on the ground, where they are not leading. They're what, 6 and 7 right now? Is that right?
6, 7, yeah, something like that. Sorry. I'll see myself out.
Please leave.
Get out of here. Goodness gracious.
Thank you. Climb under the desk. He's gone. Jason has left. You're old. You're old, man.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Darren Waller,
well,
42% rostered.
Andy, this is the only way we can stop the youths.
By doing it?
Yes. You have
Because they won't want to do what we do.
You have to make it as uncool as possible. It's fine. Young people, I get it. We had stupid phrases and sayings that we did all the time ad nauseum. But we're done. We're done. We're moving on.
My 11-year-old daughter is walking home from school yesterday. A UPS driver passes that was going to our house. She gives a 6'7" to the UPS driver.
The hands?
The
bobble?
Who the they have the UPS
He's
assistant.
6'7" to the ball.
You have a UPS assistant right now with the holidays. That person looks so confused. The driver does it back. Then the driver gets out of the house and she walks in and she goes, "Yo, you got to dab me up for that." And dabs up the UPS driver for the 6'7".
Nice.
I was like,
Kyle's reminding us of
what happened.
Yeah. Getting back to Darren Waller.
What's that?
Waller might be dropped.
We're bringing that back.
I think Waller will get dropped by a lot of people today.
Yeah. So he is an excellent pickup, even if you're not going to play him this week.
What's that? See, it's fun. Bring it back.
I went under the table.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
doing
shut the lights off.
No, man, we're doing vintage jokes. These are
It
authentic.
didn't feel that good.
From the 90s.
Next week is the Bengals. The Bengals are on pace to give up the most yards, the most receiving yards, the most touchdowns, the most fantasy points to tight ends of all time. And so, he is like a must play next week.
Right.
And I would be fine picking him up even to not play him this week.
I'd be fine to even pick him up to play him. I think Britton Strange and Waller are the two that people were hyped about that didn't deliver for 1 week. And let's remember, tight ends are not consistent. Very few of them are. You just want ones that have the opportunity to get you a touchdown and perform and be a high target share, and both of those guys still are in that category.
I'm good with Strange if you cannot get Harold Fannin, and then the name I will throw out for this week in particular, Theo Johnson, New York Giants. We're off the bye week. Jackson Dart hopefully had enough time to shake the cobwebs from the massive hits and maybe, just maybe, get a little bit of that coaching input of, dude, just go out of bounds. It's okay.
Theo's not that bad.
No,
he's not that bad.
He just missed a massive touchdown 2 weeks ago.
He's the tight end 14 on the year. And since week 5, and again,
Dart
you had a
goes
transition. Yeah, it's like 750 and 7 is his pace. Since,
I think they were saying on the broadcast that it's like his best friend. Like
on the team?
They're actually like close.
It makes sense. Like you got Theo Johnson was an exciting rookie.
Well, he's the most athletic tight end of all time.
And like, you want to chase that
one
stuff.
of one.
I feel like his biggest weakness is he's too late to go up for the ball sometimes.
His timing is off.
If you watch his film, sometimes he just a little earlier.
But he gets Washington, Singletary off the wire is fine. It just Giants players in general they're going to be okay this week. The Minnesota J.J. McCarthy, 9, guys, Mr. 9 himself, who has just been awful, looked great against Washington.
Yeah, how this is a bigger discussion I think that will help people.
Washington's defense
How out
stinks.
will you be on Tyler Warren? Because we're having a waiver discussion.
Man.
Wow.
Oh, no.
How out? I'm like, Jason, are you trying to find a non-Pittman option for this week?
Oh, yeah, right. Without knowing, if Phillip Rivers is actually going to sign, is going to play this week. Right now,
that is the craziest.
It is.
I mean, a
the
5-year
statement,
older, 5 years without football. If Phillip Rivers is not making me better.
If Brett Rippin Farts is the quarterback, which as of this moment he is the quarterback this week, then there's no chance I could play Pittman. Like would think about it with
P. River.
He'll be in my lineup if P. River.
That's why. If he gets hit, he will turn into dust.
I don't know, man. I think at this point he's so jelly that it's like
half a decade.
He'll just kind of like boing. Exactly.
Half a decade since he's played football in the NFL.
The Colts are shame on them for even putting this idea in our head.
Nah, this is great.
The craziest thing is they're looking to sign him to the practice squad. I'm like, Phillip ain't hanging around in the practice squad. He just wants to get out of that house.
Why is Brett Rippin on your team?
If he can't play?
What I mean? Like these situations, they pop up.
Practice.
Like late season, a quarterback injury goes down. Okay, we got to go get this guy who's been retired for 3 years. Why are the other guys on your team?
Because
if they're not good enough to play
at practice, you have to. Those guys over there on that field have to do something.
The retired guys I'm not practicing.
They do have to do something.
So we have named quite a few tight ends. Haven't even talked about Colson Loveland, who I think has been showing out. Rome being gone gives me a little bit of hope. But with like the 4 or 5 names we talked about, we didn't even yet bring up the guy who is going to win everybody's championship.
Please don't bring him up.
Dude.
We got to bring it up.
I can't believe you did. I feel like it's a
Senate. If Mike's Midas touch this year comes to a completion of this season, it will be with Ben Sinnott. I mean, it's just
John Bates is
it's inevitable.
John Bates
double the snaps.
But John Bates, here's the thing. We see this a lot of times with running backs. There are roles.
We've already seen it with Ben Sinnott.
Bates is absolutely going to continue his role. He's the blocking tight end, the inline tight end. He will not. Bates won't change one snap. He will be doing what he has been doing. Ben Sinnott now takes the Zach Ertz role, and this was exactly what happened in the Cliff Kingsbury offense for Arizona back in the day when Zach Ertz tore that exact ACL, and this guy that we loved, Trey McBride, who had done nothing in his career, was like thrust into action, and it's like, see, he's awesome. Ben Sinnott's a guy we loved, Mike especially, who now is being thrust into the situation.
I am not playing Ben Sinnott this weekend, but there are certain leagues out there where I might throw him on the back of the bench just in case.
All right, defensive options this week.
Championship week against Dallas.
I know.
Looking ahead to week 16 and 17 matchups on the defensive side, give me some names.
Oh, there's so many.
I mean, the most widely available team, because they were on the bye week, is San Francisco, and they play Tennessee. And the Indianapolis matchup right after that, which was like, well, I'm just a 1 week rental here for the 49ers. You might get 2 weeks out of San Francisco. They're 35% rostered on Sleeper, and then the other low rostered team, it's the Saints, which we have brought up a few times. They play Carolina. The Saints defense is good. I think
they're not a bad defense.
I think they're a good defense. I'm not going to call them great, but they're good. Carolina is a weird team of every once in a while a Bryce Young game happens, and then you're going to be bummed that you played the defense. But I think the Saints are a pretty safe matchup this week.
Yeah, I'll throw out the Jaguars as well. Their defense has been getting after it, sacking the quarterback a lot. They play the Jets. They're at home. So the Jaguars, the Niners,
man, if it's
the Saints,
what's his name, Cook?
Yeah,
for the Jets, then
you're going to be cooked.
Then the Jaguars would become very strong.
And they're obviously not available. I think they might be the number one scoring DST so far on the season. But the Seahawks, if they oh my gosh,
yeah, just in case,
if they play against Rip and Farts, crazy.
Yeah, that's one of those like defenses that you didn't see that matchup as a good one until recent events. Like you can make a bunch of plans ahead of time, but be not so locked in that you don't take advantage of the best possible start if for some reason they're available. All of the waiver wire rankings are up on the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Make sure you take advantage of all the tools for these important matchups: Stream Finder, Strength of Schedule tool, Ultimate Dashboard. Like I said, all the rankings are up there, the Start Sit tool as well. So, don't miss out on your opportunity to
we'll throw it
nerd out for playoff week.
We'll throw it out because this is the time people ask, like, should I have multiple defenses? Is that okay? Because at the beginning of the year, what are you doing? Wasting a roster spot with extra defenses. Right now, 100%. I have 2 defenses on my team that's going into the bye week. So the Kansas City Chiefs, I guess, are widely available. In 2 weeks, they play Tennessee. The Bills, available in about half of leagues, they'll play Cleveland in 2 weeks. If you want to, do you believe in J.J. McCarthy? Like, is it real or not? If it's not real, the Giants play Minnesota in 2 weeks. And that should you pick up the Saints for this week? I mean, their stretch run is crazy. Carolina, Jets, Tennessee.
Yeah, no,
so
that's the one that
get out in front of it.
Yeah, no question. Let's take another break and we'll get into streaming quarterbacks.
Here's the typical holiday pattern. You tell yourself you'll be thoughtful, and then you panic at the last minute and you buy a gift card. This year, skip the panic and give an Aura frame. Enjoy unlimited free photo and video uploads. Simply download the Aura app, connect to Wi-Fi, and start adding memories in seconds. Every gift can be personalized with a custom message that appears when it's first turned on. A pretty nice, thoughtful little touch for any occasion. I know in my life, all the parents, the grandparents, nothing means more to them than photos, than videos, than memories. And this is the easiest way to connect to those people you love. Give them all those memories. For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, using promo code footballers at checkout. That's Aura, AURA frames.com, promo code footballers. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right. We are in the heart of the fantasy season, and the injuries are already piling up. ACLs, stingers, and turf toes, oh my. In fact, the only thing right now that feels good is having the perfect backup ready to go. So wouldn't it be great if you had a perfect backup in real life too? With Progressive, you get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options that you can count on for your home or for your auto. You want to customize your protection? No problem. You can build your coverage just like your fantasy team, making sure you got the right players in every position and a backup plan when you need it most. And when life throws an audible, like that fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party issuers, not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to term, policy, limits, and conditions.
Full stream ahead.
All right. If you're streaming a quarterback right now, good luck to you. And that's not
These things happen.
That's not always the case, but
You might have been riding with Daniel Jones.
yeah, absolutely. So give me a name.
I'll go ahead, Jay.
I'll kick it off with C.J. Stroud. I talked about Jaden Higgins. I like the matchup against Arizona. This is a very, very, very cold week. There are games that are going to be like 12 degrees.
Oh,
this one's in a dome. Great matchup over the last month. The Cardinals
temperature.
The Cardinals defense fallen apart. I mean, they're dead last in passing touchdowns allowed, 29th in yards per pass attempt, 28th in pressure rate, 24th in schedule adjusted fantasy points allowed to quarterback. So Stroud's looking really good. This is a team that is a 9.5-point home favorite.
Not enough. Not enough.
It's not enough.
For that, you think it should be more?
It's going to be. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah. The Cardinals are good for losing by 20.
Might be 40. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they can do in this matchup.
How many points do the Texans score?
30.
I'm going to say
Then they lose by 30.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the only way that the Cardinals do stuff is Houston thinks it's going to be super easy, which it will be. But then they light up.
I'm going with Trevor Lawrence, who I don't know, guys.
He played really well. He played really well.
It wasn't just last week. We've had at least a couple weeks in a row now where you're maybe we have some hope for Trevor Lawrence moving forward, at least to give us some fantasy value. They're 12.5-point home favorites against the Jets. Since returning from the Week 8 bye, he's the QB7 in total points. He has 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. That's 4th most for quarterback, and Kyle also wants to point out that is as many rushing touchdowns as Saquon or Bijan, because we can't have nice things. But Trevor Lawrence he's in play. Yeah, and I'm of the position of, you see the 12.5. Some people go, oh, well, I just only want the running back. Then I don't want No, you want the quarterbacks in there. How do you think they're going to get up and beat and win the game by 14 points?
I'm going to say this name out loud.
Hold on.
Titanium underpants.
We're going tier 2.
Thank you. No, that's appropriate. I took a look at the Stream Finder because I wanted to see if the streak is still valid. Teams that play Dallas. Still, Dallas has never given up fewer points against expectation to that position to quarterback. Even the Detroit game.
His expectation of points might be a little low, so we're going to need him to go really above.
It's J.J. McCarthy.
Oh!
It's J.J. McCarthy against the Dallas Cowboys defense. Dallas Cowboys defense, who still, no matter what happens, even when you give up only 1 touchdown to Jared Goff, they give up more fantasy points than expectation. No other team that I can see has, every other team has had at least 4 matchups where they have held a quarterback
decent,
where they've held a quarterback below expected fantasy points. I just don't see how a few things. I don't see how Dallas doesn't score points on Minnesota at home. I don't see how they're not forced to let J.J. McCarthy throw the ball more. And look, it could be horrible, but let's see it. This is the stretch run for the Vikings that determines his entire future.
I will say the Vikings game plan. They did what they needed to do. Of who cares about winning this game? I mean, of course you care, but I'm saying your goal here is simply that J.J. McCarthy has to get all the opportunities. I mean, they got down to the goal line. Jason and I are watching the game, and I'm like, they better play action this. Run. Don't run.
The world
don't
knows.
run it in. You got to play. No, I'm saying you got to play action because you need to. J.J. McCarthy has to get reps.
Yes.
At every possible scenario. And next play, it was the play action pass.
I also do not think Shedeur Sanders is a bad start this week against Chicago. It's a plus matchup for him.
I agree.
The Bears are. You talk about the Cowboys and how much they've struggled. The Bears are 5th in the league in schedule adjusted fantasy points given up to quarterbacks. He's kind of having to do everything. If you're talking JJ, you can talk Shedeur. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
So to me, that's scary
It's
as
gross.
heck, and you probably don't have that problem. So let's do a little bit of mailbag.
Mailbag.
We do have Papa Josh back in the building today. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I
came to work.
barely even noticed.
What's up, everybody?
He came to work. How are you?
I'm quite well.
How have the video transitions been today?
Smooth.
Smooth. You've been doing all the
Doubtful.
We'll see if
we'll see what
if the chat agrees.
what the listeners say. Into the mailbag we go. If you have a question, head to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Click the submit a question button. Dial the voicemail hotline 302-464-TFFB. Kevin writing in, with Mike Evans coming back now, how confident are you starting him if it's his first week back? I'm considering playing him in my PPR league over Breece Hall.
Oh, man.
That is a
That's some
that is
confidence.
a courageous. That would be a courageous start. Breece Hall.
Against Jacksonville on the road with no quarterback.
I mean, he has been good.
Breece
he was
has
number
been-
6 against Cleveland when they had that matchup.
He's been mostly good.
Mostly good. I think if you're looking for baseline fantasy point guarantee, I still feel like Breece is a better bet.
Yeah, 15 opportunities. Obnoxious that they are not throwing him the ball more.
Do you think Evans is
Oh.
going to get like 100% allotment of snaps in his first game back?
No, I don't. I think he will.
He's Thursday.
He's
and
an okay. Like I don't see it. I don't see it where you can't play him, but you cannot expect him to come out and in his first week have the exact same utilization he had when he's fully healthy. Like you saw this with Godwin. They brought Godwin back, put him out there, but not as much as recently. So he's always good to catch a bomb touchdown, and then you're fine for fantasy.
I think it's Jets quarterback related. Like I would take this thing down to Thursday, and if all the signs are that Fields won't be playing, Taylor won't be playing, I'm okay switching over to Mike Evans at that point. Jacksonville's got a good defense, and if you're going to get 15 opportunities, but you're just going to be running into a fully stacked box, I might shoot for the upside.
Jake in Kentucky. Hey, baller, should I start Woody Marks against Arizona?
Yeah. Yes.
Or Emeka Egbuka against Atlanta in my flex for the first week of the fantasy playoffs?
Woody Marks. I mean, that's an easy one, and that's not saying that you should be sitting Egbuka at all.
Feels like Woody Marks could be a top 5 this week.
Absolutely, Woody Marks. I mean,
Especially with Chubb hurt.
He's been very good. He had 26 carries this last week, 19 carries the week before. He is getting so many touches, and then you have a matchup where right now the Cardinals are 29th against running
son of
backs.
a
Like
gun.
Woody Marks is an awesome play.
What'd you do?
What's wrong?
I was quickly going to the Thursday show.
Oh, you're trying to put in some starts of the week, huh?
Just one.
But I guess he was taken, huh?
He was.
All right.
He was taken.
Swish.
Spoiler. Yeah.
It's one of those two guys. Or maybe it's both,
Maybe it's both. Zach in Minneapolis. Hey,
which will
ballers.
not help Jake.
I somehow made it to the playoffs with Laser Mayfield. Can I trust him in the playoffs, or do I need to look somewhere else? Like T-Law. The numbers have been really bad for Baker. Real bad.
Trevor Lawrence.
So Baker hasn't given you if you want to talk ceiling, he's got 1 week this year inside the top 7. Sorry, inside the top 7 on a fantasy finish on a week.
I mean, the week before that, though, he was 23 points. He was QB8.
Okay, let me give you another one. He scored 20 fantasy points one time since week 5.
Yeah, okay.
Does that hurt enough? I mean, it's just that the either he's hurt. I mean, 1 or 0 touchdowns other than one game since week 5. I mean, it's just.
So Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield?
I feel like it's Trevor Lawrence, and you jump into the flames right now.
Yeah.
Jacoby's great. Brian Thomas Jr. is going to do well. They have Britton Strange. Their pass-catching running backs are looking good. They're on a roll.
Yeah,
Baker's going the wrong way.
I'm going with Trevor Lawrence because it wasn't just production in a plus matchup. It was the last couple of weeks he has looked better. Maybe he's figured something out. So I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Will in Virginia. A lot of credit goes to this guy, by the way.
Duval.
Great play calling. They seem to be
He's a weirdo.
playing hard for him. They bounce back from tough losses, and Trevor Lawrence looked like a different quarterback last week. Dot after dot after dot in bad weather.
Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
3 for 87, man. Brian
Got it
Thomas
done.
got you 10 points.
Never
They said it couldn't be
Never
done.
thought we'd talk about it that way. But here we are, Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, he is still a bigger play threat than when Parker Washington's out there or somebody else.
It is now that Thomas is healthy and getting back into it. Their addition for trading, and oh my gosh, now his name is Jacoby.
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, all I could think of was Brissett. I was like, man,
Where's the beef?
yeah, Brissett was the only name. But anyways, that helps. Like some guys are number ones in the NFL. Some guys are number ones who they need someone competent on the other side of the ball.
Last one here, Will in Virginia. Treyveon Henderson against Buffalo. DK Metcalf against Miami in the flex for the first round of the playoffs.
Wow. Oof.
I feel like I'd play Metcalf.
I like both of them this week.
Yeah.
Well, I like Henderson this week. I like what happened last week with DK Metcalf. Does that continue? It's hard to know. We got Hendo's in an over-under of 50.5 points.
I'm definitely going Hendo.
Are you?
Yeah, easily Hendo for me. He still had 15 opportunities this last game. The matchup against Buffalo is actually pretty good. Right now on the season, they're 27th in fantasy points given up to running backs. He is a rookie who is coming on strong, and DK Metcalf is not that good.
He had a huge game.
He was good last
week.
week.
He did. He had
tons
a
of targets, tons of
game.
yards. Important
will he get 10
games for
if
both
DK
teams.
Metcalf gets 10 or more targets, then then he will be a great play.
I think I might be most excited for Buffalo New England this week.
Yeah.
What is the line of that game?
50.5.
No, I'm sorry. What team is favored and by how much?
The Patriots are favored by 1 point.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I think Buffalo. I think they killed him.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Oh! It's the anti-patriot bias.
Wow.
Hates that team.
I've been wrong about everything, so I'll probably be wrong about that. Wednesday, we got backup options. Thursday Night Football preview. The mailbag starts of the week on the way. Mike's claimed all my guys already, and the matchups on Thursday as well. We'll talk to you then.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.